So the tripod. There's still one more that we haven't reviewed. Which is? Bro, I can't.
Oh, you're not gonna give it up yet?
I can't give it up, bro. Calm down. People are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
All right.
It's a surprise, bro. I actually picked this movie because it was actually one of the first movies me and my older cousins actually watched in the movie theater.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I always thought that the imagery in this movie was fucking amazing to me. It always the lighting, the neon lighting in the hair, I know the way you were describing the editing is not so bad. It's not so good, which I totally agree with you on that.
Okay.
But
I'm glad you remember that. Holy shit. That's
but what I love about it is just the imagery in this.
Okay.
I think they stay close to the source material, which even going as far as like speaking in Old English and stuff like that. This movie overall, great movie. I know a lot of people when I was telling them what we were reviewing today, were like, "I love that movie." And I told them the same story that you said. They thought you didn't like this movie, and they're like, "Hey, man, that guy's crazy." They're talking about. But a lot of people love this movie. I actually went to go see it at Rooftop Cinema.
I cannot believe they fucking played that.
They played it again, so.
Oh man, okay.
And it was, I thought it was good.
Okay.
No, I know you
Give us your rating, please.
My rating is an 8
out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Okay. James.
My thoughts on the film.
Very, very curious.
Oh, okay. Definitely wasn't a fan of some of the styles of the filming.
Okay.
It's hard to explain. Like when they're at the gas station and they're like editing, like not editing, like cutting back and forth. It's like flash edits. Yeah, it's so fast and zooming in on Jamie Kennedy's face, and he's like, ooh, and then back and forth.
That's so disorienting.
Yes, for me. I'm glad I didn't watch this movie with like my grandpa or something, because he's always like, I fucking get dizzy sitting down watching this. But whenever you watch movies like that have that style of editing, it really disorients you almost. It's just not appealing to the eye, I guess I would say.
Would you say Tony Scott did that? Would you compare it to that? Tony Scott, like Man on Fire, Domino, shit like that.
Oh yeah,
like his later stuff he did. Yeah, I know he would mess with
definitely a Man on Fire.
Yeah. But
but it's not as bad.
It's more stuff. I don't know. There was just something about him where he got away with it, and this not so much. But I don't want to take away.
No, yeah. It definitely does stick true to the context, the original Old English, and them reciting, the actual words from the book from Shakespeare's
dialect.
Yeah. But for some people, that's not necessarily something they want. This movie could have easily been done rewording it into an easier way to say something, instead of trying to recite it in William Shakespeare's text, and then
like nothing but
and then kind of leaving it up to your audience to be like, okay, like figure this out, which isn't hard, but some people don't really want that in a film where they have to try to decipher what they're saying and pay attention to what's going on. I would kind of say The Witch does that, but it's a lot. For me, I wasn't thrown off with The Witch, and that's exactly pretty much the same exact thing. But
well, it's more. So this is trying to do so much, and The Witch was very minimalist.
Yes, yeah. Maybe that's why
it's almost only visuals.
Mm-hmm.
the dialect there, there's dialogue and stuff going on, but it's more like a folk tale. You know what I mean? And you gotta grasp things, and even with Romeo and Juliet, you can do that too. But it's just so sporadic and
for me, I did get lost in conversations when they're saying something and then they'd cut to another person saying something right after the other person said it.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like I'm trying to decipher what this guy's saying, then I'm listening to this guy trying to decipher that.
Yeah.
For me, that's my only. I mean, those are my probably two negatives for that: the style of filming and the dialect. Other than that, it's a pretty good movie. I don't know if I would necessarily watch it again. Maybe Alyssa was actually she came in. I was like, "Oh, I'm doing this for the." I was explaining to her, "Yeah, I'm watching this because of Drop the Mic." Just don't freak out. I'm just watching this because
don't judge me.
It's for the podcast, okay?
Please. It's my homework, babe.
It's homework. I'm running notes. Okay. But she actually liked the movie. She's probably with you in this. How she loves this movie. She actually knew.
Has nothing to do with vintage DiCaprio.
Yeah. She actually was reciting some of the words.
Oh wow! Really?
They were in some parts that she did see it, and I was like, whoa. It's everyone knows the story of.
Of course.
You learn it in middle school or whatever, and then you go to high school.
I did not, but okay.
But yeah,
Dick.
Yeah, I think it's all right, and those are my thoughts on the film.
Okay,
I'd probably give it a 6.9.
Okay, man, very generous.
Oh, oh man!
Oh, we're burying it.
I mean, Wes said he was waiting to get his, he wanted to talk about this one.
Oh man!
So, Swan, your thoughts on the film?
All right,
lay it on me, baby. Lay it on me.
Where should I start? I don't even know. Oh, this movie. So, as you were saying, the opening. I digitally rented this.
So did I.
Which I kind of regretted later. So the film starts. We see Jamie Kennedy, which is a plus. I loved him, especially young him, and they're like, okay. So there's these two gangs in the city, and they hate each other. They're after each other. Okay, I can get into this. And then they start doing the dialogue. I'm like, okay, I'll still roll with it. It's fine. And then they start with those fucking flash cuts.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's not helping because you don't know what's going on, and then it's like, here's this logo of this sign of the gas station, and it was like, can we just move scenes? At that point. And I found myself just wondering, like, it takks a lot for me to be looking at the how do you say it?
Like the time?
Yeah.
Timestamp? How much more?
And it felt like it took forever to get to the first hour, because this is 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, I'm only like 40 minutes into this.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's just that I don't like Baz Luhrmann's style. Mm-hmm. Not a fan of Australia. I'm not a fan of Moulin Rouge. I kind of like the new Great Gatsby. Mm-hmm. With DiCaprio as well.
Yeah.
But if you watch those first 20 minutes, that editing is atrocious too. Mm-hmm. And then when he slows it down, then you really get into the movie, and that has a really good soundtrack. Like, they did like a kind of what was big at the time with the soundtrack as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Great Gatsby over this all day. But I don't know. Baz is just he he pisses me off. This film just feels like it's trying to be too much. It's almost like, what's the right word? Like, I don't know, up its own ass.
Okay.
A little bit with the. I remember I've only watched this movie once, and it was in English. One of my English classes in. I think I was a freshman in high school when I watched this for the first time, and I hated it. I hated it so bad. I was so bored, and I was hoping tonight, rewatching it, that I would find some kind of new substance.
Being a little more older, maybe.
But just for me,
yeah,
I feel like this is all. It's style with no substance.
Okay.
Whatsoever. That being said, I'll talk about some of the positives. The shot composition is beautiful.
Yeah.
They know, whoever did the cinematography for this knew what they were doing. A lot of genius stuff in here. A lot of really cool stills that that would look. You could tell they would make great posters or wallpapers or
definitely.
whatever. And beautiful color schemes. Even the acting's not bad. I just didn't like the dialect.
Yeah.
And I found myself getting completely lost in a lot of confrontations and things that are going on. It was kind of like ticking me off that I was trying to follow this, and it was just so hard. And then we get to the confrontation towards the right. It's like a little after the middle of the film, where Leo has that kind of showdown with John Leguizamo's character.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of, now I'm getting engaged, and now I'm seeing the kind of the appeal to this, And then it was good, for a few scenes after that, and then when we get to the end, it just feels anticlimactic to me. And I know, of course, it's, from the source material and everything, but how they shot it. He comes in, to the church, he thinks his girl is fucking dead and he has no reason to live, right?
Yeah.
And they have the big, she's up on her, like, coffin thing and all the candles and stuff. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
And then he's going to kill himself so they can be reunited, right? And then, she wakes up. And that edit was bullshit to me, too. It's like, I didn't even see him drink the poison.
Yeah.
She didn't know what he was doing. It was just like, come on, guys. Come on. I don't know. Maybe I'm just picking that shit because I really didn't like this movie. But, and then, he fucking passes away. And, Leo's really good at crying for whatever reason.
He's amazing.
She picks up this giant hand cannon, and let me tell you that gunshot does not add up. It does not add up. Fuck you, Baz Luhrmann.
It had to look pretty, okay? You want half her head blown off.
I didn't even see any blood splatter, and then they cut to the other side, and then there's blood splatter. I didn't see any blood splatter. Like, okay, thanks, PG-13. Why was this even PG-13? It's like a really kind of dark story. That was interesting to me. I think the soundtrack was cool, except for they underutilized all the songs.
Yeah.
When they play Radiohead, they don't play enough of it, and when they play the Cardigan song, I know
it was just like one scene.
Yeah, like
that kind of made me mad too.
Not even a scene; it's like a fraction of a scene.
It's if there's anything I think we both can agree on is the soundtrack on this is fucking amazing. Like I know Garbage is in there. Everclear.
A lot of big
Gavin Friday is on there,
Butthole
Surfers.
Bunch of some cool stuff.
It's crazy because it's like it does have the mainstream songs, but it also throws you to some indie stuff that was really going on in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then you kind of were like, oh shit, alright. It's kind of the same thing that Cruel Intentions kind of did.
Yes.
Where they have like mainstream soundtrack, mainstream songs like Fat Boy Slim, they have